Happy New Year's Eve, everyone. Hi, everyone. It's me, Gaming Do, and well, as I'm recording this video, it's not New Year's Eve, but when this is uploaded, it is going to be New Year's Eve, and this is going to be my final video of 2022. As today, I didn't even create other slides. You're just going to be seeing this the entire video because it's so jumbled that it's kind of hard to create other slides for this. So, you're just going to have to stick to this. But if you're okay with that, stay tuned. We got a very important video today. The first half of the video, I'm going to be talking about my year in review for 2022, and then the second half of the video is going to be about what you guys can expect on the channel in 2023. So half of this video is going to be more personal, and then the other half is going to be what to expect on my channel in 2023. Alright, let's get started, guys. So, overall, this decade, the 2020s, hasn't been the best, even before 2022. First thing that comes to mind is the COVID-19 pandemic hitting and affecting pretty much every human being on Earth. And it's insane that we got a global pandemic this decade. And I got it in April 2020, towards the very beginning of the pandemic. It was only in my area for about a month before I got it, and if you guys excuse me, I am recovering from a cold. I know it's not COVID because my dad got it, the same thing, and it's not COVID for it. Does I don't know. It doesn't seem like it's COVID anyways, but yeah, speaking of COVID, though, I did get it in April 2020, and it is probably the sickest I have ever felt. Maybe outside of my worst stomach aches ever. Because I've gotten some bad, probably food poisoning. I don't know what it was caused by, but I got some bad stomach aches throughout my life. But this was the worst I felt sick outside of stomach aches. Or stomach issues. Then 2020, for the most part, outside of the pandemic, which was a giant factor, wasn't that bad. You know? I graduated high school that year. I graduated with honors, actually. All 4 marking periods, I got honor roll. And I even got high honor roll, I believe, the final marking period of my high school career. So, yeah, I've been on high honor roll before, too. And then the pandemic hit and it was bad, but overall 2020 was good. I graduated high school. I moved from my old house to about a house that's 45 minutes north of where I used to live. Where I used to live was like Core, New Jersey, while where I live now is more rural, almost New York State border, New Jersey. That happened in 2020. I went to Cape May for the first time in almost a decade. And I went there the following year for a lot longer, but that was a beautiful trip in itself. And that was great. 2020 was not a bad year outside of the pandemic for me. 2021, I think, was a little bit worse. 2021, the main feeling I felt was boredom. But August 2021 brought one of the hardest moments I thought of my life. Little did I know that less than a year after that, something way more tragic would happen. But in August 2021, I stopped being friends with my best friend. And looking back at it overall, I think it was for the best. Um, the way I see it is we were both looking for different things in life. And I understand that. You know what? Some people just don't stay friends forever. I was really sad at first, but now I look back at it as a you do you thing. You know what? If you don't want to be my friend, then that's okay. I don't care. Just be honest with me. That's all. And I'm sorry, guys. I'm recovering from a bit of a cold, but yeah, this year has. I'm rambling on a bit. Back to my thing with my old best friend. We stopped being friends in August 2021. I'm not gonna get into anything too personal because I feel like that's very, very private. And I'm not gonna get into anything personal, but I don't think it was really tragic, but it was a little bit dramatic. So it was not fun. Honestly, it kind of got me really sad until my 20th birthday, which came up a few weeks after that happened. And overall, I do wish him the best of luck in life and stuff like that, but honestly, I'd be alright if we never saw each other again. Like, that's how over it I am. Like, I've moved on. I've completely moved on from this. This is something that I don't even really think about, but I'm only talking about this because I'm giving a review of the decade so far, and that was a major thing that happened in 2021. I don't wish him any bad luck, but I don't really want anything to do with him anymore. That's how I feel about what happened in August 2021. 2021, besides that, was mixed to good, honestly. It had some other boring moments, especially. That's why I say it's kind of mixed. The especially big, boring thing was mainly during the early part of the year. The pandemic was still in almost full swing in the beginning of 2021, so I barely went out at all. And this was when the pandemic was starting to get to me to the point where I was like, okay, can we please go out? Can I please stop wearing a mask? I'm not an anti-masker. Don't get me wrong. I am not anti-mask. When you need it and there's a big pandemic going on, I am honestly very, very, very pro-mask. In fact, when I got sick a few weeks ago, I wore a mask into the stores. It's just how I feel comfortable. It's not a political issue, it's my opinion. I'm not an anti-masker, but I was getting to the point where I was like, this is getting to be a little bit repetitive. And I understand there's a big thing going on, but do we have to do this for the rest of our lives? And, well, a few months later, things calmed down, more things opened, the mask mandates stopped, and then life got a little more entertaining again. The second half of 2021, outside of August, was way better. It was fun. I went to Seaside Heights, New Jersey in July and had a fun time on the boardwalk. I went to Cape May again for a week-long vacation in September leading into October. Stayed in a really nice beach house that was about a quarter of a mile from the Cape May coastline. That was awesome. Christmas was awesome that year. Halloween was not great because I had sciatica. Oh yeah, that's a big thing that happened in 2021. Having extreme back pain. Guys, don't do anything to strain your back because you could get sciatica and then you're going to be in living hell for a long, long time. Okay? So, try not to hurt your back in any sort of way. But yeah. Um 2021 was great on I'm getting a little ahead of myself. 2021 I think overall was a good year. Christmas was nice, my birthday was nice. The trips to Seaside Heights and Cape May were nice. Um I think overall it was a good year. Now we get on to this year for a day, 2022. 2022 was not a good year. In fact, I will say, I might even go as far to say it was a bad year. This was not a very good year at all. And this is the time I'm going to spend on the longest. The biggest event of this year, I'm not going to get into anything too personal, but I might go into a slight bit more detail than I did in my video when I had to announce this. But we'll get into that probably about halfway through this, so strap in, guys. January 2022, I thought was pretty much the same as late 2021. Not bad. It started to get a little bit boring again because winter, and we had a pretty snowy January this year, so it was kind of hard to get out of the house sometimes. And I did go down to the Yestercade for the first time since 2018 then, which was fun, but other than that, it was more okay January. February, I don't really have much to say about it all. February was February this year. March was cool. March, I saw The Batman in theaters, which was my favorite movie of this year, and I thoroughly enjoyed that. March was cool. April's probably one of, if not the best months of the year. I had a really good Easter this year. I got Spider-Man No Way Home on Blu-ray this year. We had really good food during Easter and really good family get-togethers, and Easter was fun. May was starting to get a little bit of a downfall, but good God, following month, I don't even want to fucking think about what happened the following month. It just gets me down every time. But we'll talk about May, as it does lead into what happened in June. Around the middle of May, my grandmother started getting sick. So she went to the hospital, and I saw her at least once a week because we were very close, and I thought she was going to come out of the hospital just fine. It seemed like it too. At first, she was getting better, and then she went to a rehabilitation center because the hospital thought she was getting better. This happened around the end of May. She was in the hospital for like 2 or 3 weeks. She went to the rehabilitation center. She seemed like she was about the same. She did kind of... She wasn't in her right mind, honestly. Like, not the same as she was, at least. Like, she had trouble remembering some people's names and stuff like that. But it wasn't that bad until June. The last time I saw her was, I believe, June 2nd, I want to say. I did tell her I loved her, and it was... I was expecting to see her again. But unfortunately, that just wasn't the case, because on June 6th at 11 o'clock at night, she passed away. And that was something I've never dealt with before. I've never dealt with a major family death. It hurt everyone in my family. I tend to hide my emotions more than a lot of my family does. And it let's just put it to you like this. I couldn't enjoy Christmas the same I did other years because she wasn't there. I couldn't enjoy my birthday, even though it was my 21st birthday this year, the same I could other years because she wasn't there. And it was really hard. It was the hardest thing I've ever had to go through. June 2022 was god awful, full of pain and sadness, and just nothing really good came out of it. I did go to my local little zoo that's about 15 minutes from my place, but that couldn't fix what happened just a few days prior. We tried going there as a way to kind of cheer ourselves up, but that didn't do much because it was our grandmother, mother, great grandmother, wife to my grandfather. She passed away, and it was a pain none of us have ever really experienced. So it was hard for everyone. July comes, we have a little celebration of life for her. It was very somber, very sad, but of course it was. This is the biggest event that happened this year, and it was a negative event, which is pretty much the nail in the coffin to call this year a bad year. This, you don't understand, guys, how close I was to my grandmother. I saw her at least once a week. As I used to go over to my grandmother and grandfather's place once a week, generally to stay the night, to do stuff together, and she was a very nice woman. We were very close, and when she passed away, I felt empty. Honestly, that was my biggest feeling. I felt emptiness. I didn't know how to feel. I felt sad for sure, but I felt there's a big thing missing in my life now, and it's just very hard to deal with. So, that happened. Honestly, I'm going to get into this. What happened with my grandmother is going to linger on throughout the rest of the year, obviously, but I'll try to get into a little more positive as we get into August. June and July were not very good at all. August until the middle of the month was about the same. I just wasn't my normal self. I was really sad and stuff like that. But middle of August, I had the first good day since my grandmother passed away when we went up to Hyde Park, New York, and we saw Franklin Delano Roosevelt's house and museum, and that was one of the highlights of the year in a positive way. It was really neat, and it reminded me a lot of when I went to Virginia and Washington, D.C., and it was a lot of fun to the point where I had a good day that day. Then comes September. September was a huge month because I was turning 21, and I did. We went to a Mexican restaurant for my 21st birthday. I didn't get blackout drunk, but I got tipsy on drinking a bunch of tequila shots and having some sangria. I had a really good burrito there too, and it was fun. October really kind of feels like early 2021 in a way, where it was just boring. Not a lot happened in October. And I did have some fun moments and stuff like that, but not a lot of good stuff happened. November was pretty much the same until Thanksgiving. I had a really good Thanksgiving this year with delicious food and a nice family gathering and stuff like that, but that was fun. I had Black Friday the following day, which is when I hang up my Christmas tree, and that was fun. Then we get into December. December is probably, if I'm being brutally honest, the worst month since July. It was a very somber time because Christmas is supposed to be the most wonderful time of the year, but not without my grandmother. If I'm being honest, it really took a toll on me this month, realizing my grandma wasn't going to be here for Christmas. And it was, oh my God. Let's just put it to you this way. Other years, I watched probably at least 20 Christmas movies. I saw maybe 7 or 8 this year. And there was weeks at a time where I didn't even watch a Christmas movie at all. It was that somber. I wasn't really into the holiday spirit. I tried listening to a bit of Christmas music, but that didn't do very well either. And it was just ultimately leading up to it. A couple days ago was Christmas. Christmas Eve was very fun. We had a lot of fun. I got a lot of good gifts this year. We played a ball and a cup game. That was fun. Delicious food for Christmas. And overall, it was a fun time. Got me back into the Christmas spirit a little bit, but it took till the 24th to get any sort of Christmas spirit in me, because I realized my grandmother wasn't going to be here for Christmas for the first time, and it was sad. Not to mention, her birthday was in December, literally about a week and a half before Christmas, and that was sad too. So, yeah, that's my 2022 for you guys. It wasn't a very good year, honestly. It had its shining moments, like my 21st birthday, Christmas Eve and Christmas Day, Thanksgiving, going to Hyde Park, New York, seeing the Batman in theaters, going down to Somerville the top 2 times. I went 3 times this year, actually. So the 3 times I went down to Somerville this year was really fun. But other than that, the somber note of my grandmother passing away just made this year a living hell. But I am optimistic about 2023. And I think you should be too, because the first little bit of the second half of this video, maybe even a little less than that, I'm going to be talking about what to expect in 2023 in both my personal life, but mainly I'm going to be talking about it in what's going to be happening on YouTube. So, 2023 is tomorrow, as of the upload of this video. 2023, I expect, is going to be better, but there will still be a bit of that lingering feeling of my grandmother passing away. I think less so than 2022, but I think it'll still be there probably throughout most of the year, because it'll be the first full year without her, and it's going to be very hard at points still. It will be forever, honestly. There will be moments where it'll be extremely hard forever when you're that close to somebody, but I do expect 2023 to be a better year. In my personal life, I don't know a heck of a lot that's going to be happening. Some of the few things I do know is that in August 2023, I'm going on a vacation for 7 days, I believe 7 days at least, to Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, where they're going to be showing some big coin show there. But we're not just doing that, we're also going to be going to the Pittsburgh Zoo, the Andy Warhol Museum. I'd love to get a lot of nice pictures for the from the skyline. That's what I was trying to say. I'd love to get a lot of nice pictures of the Pittsburgh skyline. After I saw a video episode of Bizarre Foods with Andrew Zimmerman when he went to Pittsburgh, he went fishing for catfish on the rivers there, and honestly, I'd love to go catfishing there now. Don't know if I'm going to, but that seems like a really cool activity to do there. I want to try Permanente Brothers sandwiches. Heard they got a really cool diner called Pam's, and I know it's technically not a Midwestern city, but out of all the places I will have ever been, it's going to have the biggest vibe of being a Midwestern city, and at certain points it feels kind of like one. It's a big Rust Belt city that, honestly, in the late 20th century had a dying industry with the steel industry, and it wasn't a very good city decades ago, but now it's much better. And a city that is definitely worth visiting, and I will be visiting there in August of 2023. And I can't wait. Other than that, I'm going to be celebrating my 22nd birthday. That's cool. I don't really know. I could tell you some of my New Year's resolutions. One of the things is I'm a big guy. I admit it full-heartedly. So, one of my big goals for 2023 is I want to lose a lot of weight, and I am actually expecting to. Come the new year, I'm going to start to exercise at least 4 to 5 times a week. Maybe take a couple days off from it, but I need to exercise to get a little more weight off my body. Another thing I want to do is I want to get my driver's license, and I want to try to find a job. I'm going to full-heartedly admit it. This might be slightly embarrassing, but I think I'm finally ready to admit it to you guys now. At the current moment, I'm currently unemployed. But I really want to work to at some point in 2023 getting a job. It's very important in life to have an income, and while it's not a huge deal now, it can become one. So that's why I'm focusing within probably the first half of the year. I'm going to be getting my first job. I don't know if that's 100% going to happen, but it's a big goal of mine to try to get a job within the first half of 2023. But it all depends on some situations. So, yeah. I'd love to get my driver's license, like I said, so I can drive myself places and I can go where I want to go and stuff like that. And other than that, I don't really have a lot more I'm anticipating for the year, but that's like stuff that's big and important in my life. I'm looking forward to some video games like Zelda Tears of the Kingdom and Spider-Man 2. I'm looking forward to movies like New Indiana Jones, Spider-Verse 2, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. So it's all fun stuff I'm looking forward to. And yeah. With that being said, I want to leave you guys off with a note of what's going to be happening on the channel in 2023. Which, first of all, I said at certain points this year that I was probably going to be taking a break from YouTube in 2023. I don't see that happening within the first half, at least. You know, I figure, what's the point of taking a break? I'm not tired of YouTube, really. I took a fairly long break of like 3 weeks, in October, I think? So that was kind of my break. Since around November, I've started to kind of get back into, the feeling of I'm really liking to do YouTube videos again. I'm starting to get a lot more ideas now. And I think it's because of that little break. And the fact that I realized I shouldn't be uploading as much as I do. Uploading 5 to 7 videos a week is just exhausting. Uploading 2 to 3 videos a week is perfectly fine. In fact, it's awesome. But 7 to 8 videos a week, that's just going to be exhausting, no matter what it is. So, when I realized I should do less videos but focus more on the quality, and I took time to think of videos, I started to get better ideas. And with that, I've decided if I can take small breaks, and which I might take a couple of times next year where I take a month off of YouTube, but I don't think I'm going to be going away for half a year next year. It all depends, though. I don't think I'm going to be taking a half a year off of YouTube, though. There may be points where I take a month off, though, to sort of refresh myself. But let's talk about what to actually expect on the channel besides that. Some of my big projects for next year are going to be one that I was planning to do in December, but I have to push. Actually, 2 of them I'm planning to do in December, but I have to push both of them back to January. One is my Marvel Phase 4 retrospective video where I talk about the MCU Phase 4, and that if I expect things are going to be better when Phase 5 comes. I'm not going to spoil what I think. You'll have to watch that video when it comes out in January. The other thing that got pushed from December to January is the Willow and Luna movie. Spoiler, that is going to be the next direct Willow and Luna project. There is a small possibility it could be delayed to February. Really? This movie requires outdoor scenes. And if there's a bunch of ice and snow in my backyard and it's barely walkable out there, I can't go out there and film. So, there's a small possibility that it might have to be delayed into the spring. But if I can get a chance where I can truly film outside for just even 2 or 3 days, the movie can probably come out by the middle of January, which is really soon, and I can have a trailer probably about a week before the movie comes out. As soon as I'm done filming the movie and I'm going through editing, I will probably release the trailer for the movie, and that should be coming relatively soon, I think. But look forward to that. One of the big videos which I didn't know I was going to do until Christmas Day is my next GD Plush special. which is going to be one of the few GD Plus videos to be a special in Season 7. It's going to be titled Mario Kart. And it's going to be an episode about Mario going into a race with King Boo on Rainbow Road. That video will be coming out at the very end of January, and it will be the first GD Plus special, I believe, since Mario's Multiverse. So it's been over a year since we've gotten a GD Plus special, but we're finally going to be getting one with Mario Kart, which is going to be releasing at the end of January. Other than that, I'm probably going to do one or two more GD Plus videos besides that, and yeah. One thing I really want to focus on in 2023 for the channel is doing what I promised I was going to do last year but didn't get to it, mainly because of one obstacle: my horrible mic. So, I might come up with an ultimatum. Not that. My ultimatum might be that I might do a full gameplay video. There just might not be any commentary on it. I don't know. It all depends on if I can get a mic in time. If I do get a mic, the thing is, with the mic I currently have, I'm not filming gameplay videos with. It's going to have to either be silent and just a gameplay video where it's silent, or I got to get a better mic. That's the ultimatum. I'm not doing gameplay videos with that mic. The volume of the game is just too loud to interfere with my voice. There's a difference between that mic with tier list videos, which doesn't really affect anything because there's no music on the tier list. Video games, there's music, and unless I wanted to turn down the game volume, which is also possible, but you wouldn't be able to hear what they say in the game, so I don't think I'm going to do... I think I'm going to get a mic and probably at some point in, like, the spring, I'll probably get back to gameplay videos, but I definitely want to get back into them some point this year. As for the rest of the year, one thing I really want to do, but I almost think is going to be impossible. I do eventually want to do this, guys. Finally, if I learn the skills and truly sit myself down for hours at a time, one day, guys, I want to make my own animated series for the channel. Is that going to be happening in 2023? Very, very, very unlikely. But may not be impossible for 2024. This year, I want to learn some animation skills and stuff like that and get better at drawing. And then once I get good at drawing, I want to create my own characters and it's been my dream. One of my secret dreams on this channel that honestly I've wanted to make my own animated series. It's just we are so far off from that even now that it's almost impossible. First of all, with this series, I don't want to be the only cast member like GD Plush or Willow and Luna. Here, I want to get other male voice actors, female voice actresses for the female characters. And I just want to make the best series I possibly can. But it's always been my dream to make an animated series, so maybe expect one within the next 2 years. Honestly, this is my first time I'm even giving out the thought of that, but here it is. I'm thinking of doing my own animated series. And, well, besides that, I think things are going to pretty much be the same. We'll be getting tier lists. We'll be getting top 10 lists. One of the big things I'm going to be doing within the first month of 2023 is doing my top 10 favorite movies per genre. Again, getting back to that. I'm going to be doing action movies sometime in January. And then I also want to showcase my Lego collection when I build all the Lego sets I got for Christmas. I might just showcase them in separate videos, although I think that's going to be very short, so I might just wait till that's all done and all of them are built, which it will probably be like late February, early March before all of them are built. Some of those Lego sets I got are over 1,000 pieces, so it's going to be a lot of work. But when they're all done, I think I'm going to do a Lego showcase video for the channel. In fact, it's not a think. I am going to do it. It just might be a little while before you see that. But one of the big videos I'm going to showcase, which I've meant to do since 2021, honestly, but because of how much I've expanded it this year, guys, I want to do a geography book collection video. This is a video I've wanted to do for so long, and I'm confirming it right now. I am doing it at some point in January 2023. It will probably be a relatively long video, as I got like 50 to 60 geography books all on a neat shelf, and that will be shown in January sometime. I want to say probably within the first few weeks, as that's one of my biggest priorities right now, is that video. And yeah, that will be coming out soon, especially since I'm getting some books off of Amazon. I won't reveal them until the geography book collection. And I also want to return to doing geography related videos. The only thing is, some people are so passionate about where they come from that they don't like the video. But maybe I do something like interesting facts about each place, or what I like about each place, or something positive. I can't bring myself to do negative videos because, one, I don't like to talk about places specifically negatively, and two, you get into deep shit with some people, so I want to get back into geography videos at some point. One geography thing I guarantee is coming back is going to be GeoGuessr, and that's actually going to be coming back really soon, as I got the premium again. I'm not wasting that. GeoGuessr is coming back very soon. And I don't know what else to really say besides that. Just expect the normal videos besides that. Maybe I should talk about Loud House content. Next year might be the year I jump ship from the show, but for real this time. Because, honestly, I haven't seen a single Loud House episode, period, since September. September was the last time I saw a single Loud House episode. So it's just getting to the point where even season 6, which I do think is an improvement over 5, it's still not very good. So I just can't stick with the show anymore. A lot of the community, I've realized there are some very mature and good people in the community, but there are some people in the community that are very immature and honestly quite creepy. And the show is just not the same quality anymore. So I will have at least a couple of Loud House related videos in 2023, but maybe not as much as other years, as I might be jumping the ship from the show completely next year, for real this time. But I saved the biggest thing for last. The biggest thing I plan to do this year has to do with my reviews. In 2023, I plan on doing something called Gaming Do Reviews, which is going to have my own avatar that I didn't draw. I'm terrible at drawing, so I just got on an app, scanned my face, and realized how accurate this avatar is. So I will be placing this avatar to facial expressions of what I'm talking about with the review, and that will be coming this year. This is what my review series are going to be like from now on in 2023. It's going to be a whole review series where anything I review, food reviews, movie reviews, TV show reviews, video game reviews, they're all going to be in the same series called Gaming Do Reviews. I will show you the logo and one of the avatars at some point in January 2023. But all I'm saying is the first review I already have planned, my only hint is it is Loud House related. Not sure when that's coming. It could be a few months even, but it's already planned out. This is probably the biggest thing I had to announce for this video. And, well, that's really all I gotta say, guys. I hope you guys liked this video. This was a big video, a very long video. Almost 50 minutes long of just me straight up talking about my thoughts on this year and what to expect next year. And that's it for 2022, guys. Hope you guys like this video. And yeah, Gaming Do here. See you in 2023. Bye.